in his play not getting Reavers. I think a Reaver or two at the 12 o'clock base would have held that base for a really, really long time instead of producing the necessarily 3 High Templars, just produce 1 or 2 and get a Reaver out as well. I think that would have been a better choice for him, but this game is not quite over yet. I'd say Jaedong is in an advantageous position right now, but Stork has built up he spent a lot of minerals on Zealots, which is kind of surprising to me. But he has a lot of Zealots. He's also got a lot of High Templar. Could morph a lot of Archons. Will have a lot of Storms available to him. A lot of rechargeable units. That's always the best part about a late game Protoss army, is its rechargeability. Storms, which do so much damage, come from energy, which comes back over time. Archons, which are so beefy. Energies recharge. Some very, very high quality, some very just great qualities of Protoss units for the end game. And we're getting close to that position. We're not quite there. We still got a couple bases that are just barely mining for a little bit. There's enough minerals in them that we're maybe not quite at the end game. But we're definitely getting there. We're definitely getting to the point where Stork's going to be able to produce a lot of High Templar and produce a lot of Archons, and Jaedong's going to have to operate on what he has in the bank. And I don't think he has a ton in the bank. These players have produced so many units, killed so many units, thrown so much at each other. I think that they're both have to be relatively low. I don't think either of them is sitting on like 4,000 minerals or something like that, which you sometimes see, especially once a player maxes out and they're throwing down lots of gateways. I haven't seen that happen, or throwing down lots of hatcheries. Haven't seen that happen. So in both cases, for both these players, I think they're mostly just building the armies they want. Nice little plague going down there, catching a lot of Zealots and doing some damage, which is also one of those rechargeable things, which is very, very nice. Got a DT trying to do some damage as well, actually. Nice capture of that Ultras, caging that Ultras in and doing some damage. Some good Storms coming in for Stork, and Stork is going to retreat from this Swarm. And I think that's the way he's got to do it. I think he's got to retreat from Swarms for the most part and try and catch the Ultras as they come out of it, which is exactly what he's trying to do. Unfortunately, a lot of these Zealots are highly, highly damaged from that plague, and they will melt if this engagement lasts too long. We got another Storm coming down there. I think that Storm was designed to get that last Lurker, but it wasn't able to do so, which is definitely unfortunate for him. And Stork just needs to keep producing Archons. That's the key to his game right now. Looks like Jaedong's maybe got like 600-700 minerals left to mine, almost finished, and Stork is just long distance mining the 12 o'clock position. That'll be alive for a little bit longer, but really not that much there. It looks like Stork has actually managed to clean up the army for Jaedong. So yeah, this is actually starting to look turn the tides once again. This has been a highly back and forth game, back and forth. Jaedong to Stork, Stork back to Jaedong, back to Stork, and once again, after Stork lost at 12 o'clock base, I thought he was in a bad position, but Jaedong wasn't able to press his advantage, wasn't able to really finish off the army of Stork. Stork was able to re-macro up, and now this Dark Templar getting in here, picking off Defilers. That is crucial. Losing 2 Defilers and an Ultras to this DT, that is really, really painful for Jaedong. Losing 2 Defilers, awful for him. Got some Hydros being produced. You're going to get one of them picked off. That's going to be painful as well. And now Stork is just going to start picking off what he can, anything and everything he can with his DT. And actually, it looks like Lurker's coming in here at the 12 o'clock position as well. Going to start picking off at these probes, which is also very, very nice. And playing Overlord games, which is going to be tough to do against Archons. I mean, he can hold them in some different spots, and he'll probably be okay. But one good Storm will pick off both of those Lurkers, essentially, and it looks like that's going to happen. And that Overlord is going to get away with 1 hit left on it. I think it's got 1 Archon hit left on it, and I'm just barely surviving. And it's going to get trapped. Oh, come on, Stork, finish off that Overlord. Come on. Finish off the Overlord. Finish it off. Die! It's dead! Yay, it's dead. And yeah. So Jaedong, I think, is just about done. Throughout the whole game, every time that we went to his first-person view, it didn't look like he really had a bank. Stork's bank never seemed like it got ridiculous. I think the most we ever saw it at was about 1,500 minerals, which is not at all ridiculous, because at that point he was at about 180 psi, and it's conceivable that he was near maxed out and was just trying to produce specific units, and that's why he wasn't necessarily using all of his minerals. But other than that, some great macro by both of these players, some great micro, and Stork is just going to eventually be able to take this, provided that there isn't some colossal mistake by him or some colossal ridiculous play by Jaedong, something miraculous. Stork's going to take this because he can just sit here and long distance mine his way to a billion, million, jillion Archons, and then at that point there's just nothing Jaedong can do. I mean, once you start pushing a control group and a half of Archons, which is what we're going to see if this game goes on much longer, we're going to see just ridiculous numbers of Archons. Jaedong's just not going to be able to do it. the Ultralisk just he will not be able to produce enough. And it looks like Jaedong is sweating so much. I think I just saw a drop of sweat actually fall. Yeah, there he is. Sweat is dripping, literally dripping off of him. That is just sick. That's kind of gross. That is really nasty. Jaedong, he's been playing so long that he's dripping sweat. This is, so far, we've hit 37 minutes. I found out that I can just look at my audio recording, and that way I can tell what minute we're at. Woot! Woot for me. Finally figuring out how to do it. And the final army for Jaedong has fallen. There's 2 Ultralisks left. Not enough there. They're both in the red. And it's not going to be enough. I mean, he's picking them up, going to try and run away, but it's just not enough. Jaedong has fallen. The Tyrant has fallen. Stork has taken him down, and it's been quite an impressive game, quite an impressive series of battles. I'd say that the MVP of this game was Psionic Storm. Was the MVP of this game. Some of the most brilliant storms, PvZ storms I've seen in a long time. Definitely in this game, we saw 1 or 2 magic box occasions. We saw some fantastic plays putting storms in front of Zerg units and Zerg units moving through them, absolutely slaughtering them. And both these players know it. Jaedong knows that he's done. He knows that he doesn't have anything left. If he had anything left, he would have thrown it at him already, thrown it at Stork. Because the longer the game goes on at this point, is more Archons. That's the only thing that can really be produced for those players in mass is Archons, and just a lot of larvae sitting around, just not able to do anything. He's got 2 Ultras left. I think those are the 2 Ultras that got picked up by the Overlords, and Jaedong just trying to see, oh, maybe I'll head over here, try and pick off some probes or something, but not gonna matter. Last Ultras go down, and where's the GG from Jaedong? It looks like Jaedong is not gonna GG. Jaedong is actually gonna force Stork to kill him. Or maybe Jaedong is really taking this harshly, just looking at him. Jaedong is taking this really, really bad. And you know, I don't know how the first 6 games went, but if this was somewhat of a back and forth series, where it wasn't just like a reverse all kill attempt by Jaedong, if this was a back and forth series, I think Jaedong should be very disappointed himself. Wasong Oz has always been one of those teams that's been carried by Jaedong. It's been pretty much a one-man team. Well, I shouldn't say always, but certainly the last couple seasons, it's been a one-man team. And if the first 6 games kind of went back and forth, and Jaedong was able to get a couple wins from his teammates, he's got to be really, really disappointed that he wasn't able to come through for them, because that's been his responsibility, and he's done it so many times. He's done it for years. He's always come through for his teammates. It's almost been like a deal that he's had with his teammates. It's like in the normal games, in normal series, if you can come up with 1 win, if 2 of you, 3 of you can come up with 1 win, I will get the other 2. That is I will do it. That's been the Jaedong attitude, and Jaedong is taking it real bad, I think.